Hello everyone and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Subhashish Mishra and today's topic of discussion is on visualization using Seaborn. Now this is the second part of Seaborn lecture. We have already uploaded the first part of the Seaborn lecture. If you haven't gone through that video, I'll encourage you to go ahead and see it and so that you can be able to reconnect with this one whichever we'll be doing over now. Alright, so I'll be linking it in the I button over and in the description below. Alright. So if you are new to my channel, please like, share, subscribe and turn on the notification bell so that you will be notified whenever any new video gets uploaded, as I'm constantly uploading videos on machine learning and data science. Now let's get started. Alright, here we are in the Jupyter notebook. Now let's get started with the part 2. It is the same notebook that we were using in the previous video. So we will start with the matrix plot. Matrix plots. Let's load two datasets. Okay, as we already know that Seaborn has inbuilt datasets available inside it, so we can be able to use the Seaborn datasets itself. So first one is the tips that we will be loading. SNS dot load dataset, and it will be tips. Before that, we will import Seaborn. Import Seaborn as SNS. Import NumPy as NP. Import pandas as PD. Alright, so we will import two datasets over here. First one is tips and second one is flights. SNS dot load dataset, and it will be flights. Alright, let's load the two datasets. Alright, now so we have the two datasets available with us. Let's go ahead and check out the datasets. Tips.head, tips.head. So it's the same dataset that we were using in the previous video. Let's check out the flights dataset. Alright, in flights dataset we have year, month and passengers. That means in the month of January 1949, the number of passengers traveled is 212. Okay, so let's draw the matrix plot out of it. So what is matrix plot? In order to draw a matrix plot, the data should be in matrix format. So the matrix form is when we have the columns and row names same, means we have the comparison between each and every columns. So let's say we have the columns over here in this flight data set, year, month and passengers. Okay, so if we can be able to find out the comparison of the year with year, year with month, year with passenger, or similar case with month or passenger. Okay, so that kind of comparison is called as the matrix, and whenever we do that kind of plotting, that is called as matrix plot. So to derive the matrix plot, we will do one simple thing. This is something that we'll be doing in the pre-processing parts of machine learning lecture, but now it is important over here, so we'll be discussing. So let's find out the correlation. The detail of the correlation will be definitely discussed in the machine learning part. Tips dot correlation, we will be getting total bill versus total bill versus tip, total bill versus size. Same goes for the tip and same goes for the size also. Alright, so now let's draw a map out of it. So SNS dot heat map. This is the first matrix plot that we'll be building. Once we do this, we can be able to see a beautiful plotting, which is the exact graphical representation of the correlation that we were doing before. So what was the correlation? Insert one cell above and check. Okay, so this is what we had in the correlation, and this is the same thing that is being represented in the graphical format. As you can be able to see, the 1 is the highest correlation, okay, and 0.5 is the lowest correlation. So as we can be able to see, like total bill versus total bill is having correlation 1. So here we can be able to see that this one is representing 1. In tip versus tip, the correlation is 1. So here also the correlation is 1. And also for the size. Okay. So all of the other colors are varying as per the correlation that we are getting from the heat map. Okay. Now we can also be able to do the annotation that we have over here. This is the annotation that we are getting over here, right? So if we want, then we can be able to print it inside the graph also. So to do that, we have to do one thing, like annote is equal to true. So once we do that, we can be able to see that it is giving us the graphical representation of the correlation, and wherever the digits are also present, 1 1 1 0.68 0.6 0.6 0.49. All right. Now let's make the flight data set in the matrix format, and let's do the same thing for the flights as well. Okay, so let's go ahead and create a pivot table. Flights dot pivot table index. Let's say the index will be month. Columns will be year. Values will be passengers. Okay. Now we will cast it inside the heat map. SNS dot heat map. Inside this, if we'll cast, then we will be able to see the heat map generated for the flights data set as well. All right. Now we can also specify line color which will distinguish the border lines of each square, and then the line width which will specify the width of each and every line. Okay, so for that, what we can be able to do is like line color, let's say white, and line width, let's say 1. I've made a mistake. Okay. Now we can be able to see that the line color is white, so it is being the each and every square is being distinguished with a line width and the line color of white. Okay, so we can be able to easily segregate it based on its color and the width specified. All right, so this is more easier to read and understand as well. Now let's discuss about the grids. In grids, we can automate the subplots based on the features of the data frame. What I mean by that is, like, let's say we have a data set called as iris, sns.load dataset, iris, and once we do the iris.head, it is the sepal length, sepal width, petal width, and spaces. It is about the flowers. Okay, there are 3 type of flowers: setosa, versicolor, and there is another one also. I just forgot. So let's go ahead and create a pair plot out of the data set. So once we do that, SNS dot pair plot, and we provide the iris data set. Let's see what is going to print for us. So we can be able to see that there will be lot of graphs present over here. Okay, that is 4 cross 4, that is 16 matrix graphs that we are being able to see. What is it? Let's discuss one by one. 1, 2, 3, 4. These are the independent variables and this is the dependent variable. Okay, for each and every species we are getting the sepal length, sepal width, petal length and petal width. So it is giving us the relationship between the sepal length, sepal width, petal length and petal width of each and every species over here. Okay, so you can be able to see the sepal length, sepal width, petal width, and here the sepal length, sepal width, it is basically the correlation graph of each and every element with each other. Okay, so we can also create the grid plot based on the pair grid. If we want to change it, then we can be also able to change it. Okay, so using the pair grid, SNS dot pair grid, and once we do it iris, then we will have these blank graphs available. Okay, we can be able to draw graphs based on our requirements. Okay, as we can be able to see over here, we have the graphs like these are the scatter plots, these are the bar graphs. Okay, we can be able to change it based on our requirements. Okay, so for that we have to do the pair grid. Now notice that here it gives us the blank subplots. It gives us the blank subplots of all the numerical columns comparison. Okay, we can make our own plots based on our preferences. Okay, so once we do that, let's draw some sort of plotting, like if I want to do the scatter plots only. Okay, then I can be able to do that using, say, I will save it in a variable named g. So g dot plot and g dot map, and I will do it like before this I have to import matplotlib actually, because we will be plotting the scatter plot. If we want to plot the scatter plot, then we need to have the matplotlib. So import matplotlib dot pyplot as plt. Okay, now matplotlib is imported. Now plt dot, we want to print the scatter plot. So let's plt dot scatter g dot map, inside the bracket let's provide plt dot scatter. So once we do that, we can be able to see that each and every comparison, the correlation matrix plots that it is building, all of them are scatter plots. Here it was scatter plot and histograms, but here we are getting all the scatter plots. We can be able to change our requirements based on each and every plot. So here we are being able to see that everything is scatter plot. If we want to change it, then we can be also able to do that. Okay, so for that what we have to do is like g dot map, it's a diagonals, we want something different. Okay, so map diag, we can be able to do plt dot scatter. Okay, g dot map upper, let's say sns dot ist plot, g dot map lower, let's say sns dot kd plot. Okay, so once we do that, we can be able to have different plots for each and every aspects. Scatter is missing one positional argument y. Okay, so here we are actually comparing in the diagonal with same column name, so that's the reason why it is giving us the error for that. So what we can be able to do is like for diagonal we can be able to do the dist plot, okay, and for upper we can be able to do the scatter plot because here we have different column names. Okay, so once we do that, we can be able to see that it is giving us the KD plot, the scatter plot, and also the dist plot based on our requirements. All right, now let's discuss about LM plot. In LM plot, we will mostly be using it in our machine learning linear models. Okay, but now we will check it out based on our data for plotting. So SNS dot LM plot, and what are the arguments it's taking? X, Y, and the data. These are the most important arguments. So X is tip, let's say we are taking the tips data set, and Y is, let's say, total bill, and data is equal to tips. So before this, let's see the tips data set that we had. Okay, all right. So tips dot head, we have the tips data set. Here we have total bill and tips available. So if we want to create any linear model plot based on the total bill and the tip, and we want to see the correlation between the tip and the total bill, we can be able to do using the LM plot. So once we do that, we can be able to see that this is giving us a scatter plot, but it is also giving us a line, a linear line, which is called as linear line. We will be discussing more about it whenever we will be discussing about the linear model, but this is how the LM plot is built up. This is mostly being used whenever we will be doing the linear regression model. All right. So we can also add hue to it. Okay, as we already know, we have added hue in each and every Seaborn plots that we were doing. So we can be able to add the hue, and let's say the hue is X. We want to scatter it based on the gender. We can be able to do that. So as we can be able to see, the male is blue and the female is orange, and it is giving us the distinguished view of male and female. We can add different markers to distinguish the male and female also. Okay, so here all the markers are like rounded shapes, circles. Okay, if we want, then we can be able to change, like we can make the males at the circle and the females at the V shape. Okay, for that what we can be able to do is like we can be able to add the another one parameter called as marker. Markers, we can be able to specify what do we want. For, let's say, for male we want the circle, and for female, let's say, we want the V. So once we do that, as we can be able to see that the male is circle now, the female is V now. All right, we can also have two different plots separated by columns in LM plot. Okay, so for that what we have to do is like, let's just get rid of this markers, and let's just put another one argument called as column is equal to sex. So once we do that, let's get rid of the hue as well, because it will, else it will create conflict. So once we do the call equal to sex, so it will create two different plots based on the gender, male and female. So once we do that, we will have two different plots. One is for male, another one is for female. So it will be able to, based on this, we can be able to distinguish the male and female separately, and we can be able to do the analysis in a better way. Okay, we can also have the hue and the column argument together. So how we can be able to do that? Like, let's say we have the call as day, and the hue, let's say what we had before is sex. So once we print that, we can be able to see that the male and female marker is showing up as blue and orange color for each and every days. As we have 4 days, Thursday, Friday, Saturday and Sunday, we can be able to see 4 different graphs based on the sex that we have. All right, so this concludes the visualization technique using Seaborn, and this also concludes the prerequisite for machine learning. In the next session, we will be discussing about the machine learning models and the pre-processing, data wrangling, data pre-processing, feature selection, and all of those things we will be doing in the next lecture. So from the next lecture, we will be starting on our machine learning lectures. Okay, I'm pretty much excited for that. Hope you are also. So until then, stay tuned and enjoy machine learning. Thank you so much.